Good morning, friends. I am Digvijay Dada Saib Dere, working as an assistant professor, Department of English, Sarasri Chhatrapati Shahu College, Kolhapur. Today, we have to discuss Indian drama after independence in Indian English literature. It is not as if things changed a great deal after independence. While the first 5-year plan did give conscious thought to the performing arts and the National School of Drama and various state academies were set up. Obviously, the stress was on theatre in other Indian languages. Of the few Indian English dramatists who achieved some success were actually staged abroad. The first major Indian English dramatist after independence, many would say the first Indian English dramatist of any consequence was Asim Kurumboy, who wrote more than 30 plays. Other playwrights of note, other than those we mentioned at the beginning of this unit, are G.V. Desani and Pratap Sharma. G.V. Desani, the author of the hilarious novel All About H. Hatter, which you must read if you haven't, has one play, Hali, 1950. To his credit, Hali was a critical success when produced in England and is a play about human longing and fulfillment. An abstract play, it has no visible actors on stage, only voices. Described as a poem play, Hali is an allegorical play of every person's quest. Ali, named after a Muslim saint, wears long hair and bangles and anklets and is also named a very feminine Hindu Girija. Ali thus stands for all humanity, while Maya confronts him for a while and Rahu tests him. Ali loves and loses and finally achieves the true understanding. Unfortunately, this seems to have been a one-off experiment by Desani, for he could have brought great stylistic innovation to Indian English theatre. Pratap Sharma's A Touch of Brightness 1968 was again performed abroad. It was actually banned for some time in Mumbai, a picture of red light district of the then Bombay. The play is bold in its theme and treatment. The dialogue for once is in the speaking voice, and the play presents the going on in a brothel in a straightforward manner. It is a stage-worthy play and at least deserves a reading. The other play by Pratap Sharma, The Professor Has a War Cry, 1970, is again interesting in terms of stagecraft and dialogue. In this, a young man, Virendra, comes to know that he is the illegitimate child of a mother who was successively raped by a Muslim and an Englishman after having been deserted by her lover, a Hindu professor. Finally, Virendra and the professor kill each other off. In an interesting technical innovation, Pratap Sharma uses the demon from Kathakali to represent Virendra's inner state. Asif Kurimboy also achieved success abroad and he too had a play banned in Mumbai. Kurimboy's play dealt with contemporary political events and social issues. The Doldrummers 1960, the play which was banned for a while, is about the hippie culture and Anglo Indians. The play depicts the extent to which youth can feel alienated and the resultant mess they can land up in. The Captives 1963 is about the Sino-Indian conflict. Goa 1964 is a play about the invasion, liberation of Goa by India. Monsoon 1965 is about colonization, while An Experiment with Truth 1969 is about the freedom struggle and the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Enclave 1970 is about the Naxalite movement, while the Refugee 1971 and Sonar Bangla 1972 are about the fallout caused by the conflict between the erstwhile East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, and its western counterpart. Om Mane Padma Hum 1972 is about China's occupation of Tibet and the Dalai Lama's fight to India. Angkor 1973 is an on Indochina, The Dissident MLA 1974 is based on a contemporary student agitation in Gujarat. The Miracle Seed 1973 is on a feminine situation in Maharashtra. The Tourist Mecca 1959, The Hungry Ones 1965, and Darjeeling Tea 1971 are about the East-West encounter. The Hungry Ones attempt to show similarities between American beatniks and Indian yogis, the black Muslims of America and Bengali Muslims. Among his other plays are psychological plays like The Clock 1959 and The Dumb Dancer 1961. The latter is about a Kathakali dancer and has been performed successfully. Kurumbai was a playwright with great potential, and his career and output illustrates the deficiencies caused by the lack of a living Indian English theatre. He didn't play around with spoken Indian English very much because he didn't get to work with Indian actors very often. As he was performed less and less, his plays began to return to be read rather than performed. His later plays read more like TV or movie scripts, making almost impossible technological demands of the stage. Since some of his plays were produced abroad, he never achieved any kind of cultural confidence with his symbolism. But Kurembai, through his sheer fecundity and his sheer dramatic quality that he displays at his best, remains a dramatist to be respected. As mentioned earlier, Nissim Ezekiel, the well-known poet, has also written plays in English. He displays his ease with the language as spoken in an urban middle and upper class milieu. Where he falls short is in his handling of plot or dramatic structure. His plays Marriage Poem, a tragic comedy, Nalini, a comedy, The Sleepwalker, and Indo American Farce, Song of Deprivation, all 1969, and Don't Call It Suicide 1994 deal with social issues and personal relationships but fail to grip in spite of their accessible language. But they make for a pleasant reading experience. This is a pity because he has the feel for spoken language so necessary for drama and doesn't lack dramatic vision but sublimated his dramatic impulse in his poetry. On the other hand, Gurucharan Das, Larin Sahib, 1970 is a much performed, much acclaimed play. In his three-act play, Das delineates the life of Henry Lawrence, a British resident in the court of Dalip Singh in Punjab in 1846 to 47, who progresses from enlightened liberalism to authoritarianism. This is a historical play, and according to the author, the events were reconstructed from documents and letters exchanged by the principal characters. Larin Sahib is one of the few rare case successes of the Indian English stage, and this can be attributed to its lively dialogue, its plot construction, and its historical subject matter. But where it really scores is bringing to life character who arouse interest in the audience. Larin Sahib, Dina Mehta's The Myth Makers, and Cyrus Mysteries Dunganji House are all winners of the Sultan Padmasri Award for Playwriting. A lack of theatrical opportunity means that it is only competitions and awards that will unearth and encourage new playwrights. The Myth Makers was published in the journal Enact in 1969, which ceased publication after the death of the infatigable Rajendra Paul, who brought it out. Dina Mehta's radio play, which of course is quite different from a regular play in terms of craft, Brides Are Not for Burning 1971, was named the best play in a worldwide competition held by BBC. The Myth Maker is a three-act play about the violent demonstrations in Bombay against migrants from other states, especially from the South India. A play of great topical interest, it shows the level to which parochial politics and politician can fail. The play ends abruptly, leaving the audience to imagine what could happen to the female protagonist who is sickened by the conduct of her husband. Now, these are the some famous Indian English drama which was written by the writers after the independence. I have discussed some great works of Indian English drama after the independence, and I think that you understood the better what I delivered to you. Thank you very much.